Remember that clip of Top Gear where Richard Hammond talked about hating the Nissan Juke?
Along with him the other day.
Well, today we have this, the 2014 Nissan Juke. And wait, before you hate this car, because you're an equal opportunity ass whooper, let's give it a chance. It's a compact sedan from Nissan, and it competes with the likes of the Toyota CHR, the Ford Puma, and the Mazda CX-30. It's a little city car that just happens to be jacked up. And because in 2010, that's when the whole craze of this small compact SUV started. And Nissan delivered by creating this. My personal opinion on this car is clouded, because every time I look at it, I see Richard Hammond doing that face. But I would like to know from you, what do you think of the looks of the Nissan Juke? Common reported issues on the exterior of the Nissan Juke are the paint peels and bubbles. You get rust on the wheel wells, door seals, and sampling. The most significant or common issues with the Nissan Juke is the CVT transmission. The stretch timing chains in the 1.2 liter turbo and the 1.6 liter turbo. So do your research, do any preventative maintenance so it can lessen the headache for you when you own the Nissan Juke. The host of fundamental safety features as standard, like 6 airbags, stability and traction control, ABS, EBD, etc. Nissan spares are usually relatively a bit more pricey compared to its Toyota counterparts in the Kenyan market, but not significantly compared to its competitors, so you need not to worry about it. Getting into the boot, keeping in mind it's a small car, you can see I don't fit underneath the boot. For somebody who wants an SUV, you get a really small boot here at the back. Underneath that, you have a bit more storage for hiding things that don't want to be seen. I want to keep hush. Then underneath that, one thing that I like is that you have a spare tire in this, which most SUVs in this price point or in this level don't come with that option right now in the market. So that's a plus for the Nissan Juke. Dropping the seats, you can do it easily from the back by pulling the tabs. And the great thing is that the seats drop flat. So you have a flat load bay all the way to the front. That increases the boot space here at the back, where you can now put more things inside. But again, taking the space of the rear passengers, so you can't have rear passengers when you drop the rear seats. For connectivity here at the back, there's nothing. There's no power points, there's no USB points. It's just space. Practicality here at the back is minimal. The doors don't open so wide, and you don't get such a big opening to handle stuff here at the back, especially if you have big, bulky child seats. So you find you have 2 child seat anchors on both outer seats. Getting in is not so bad, and getting in and getting comfortable. This is in my driving position. That's the headspace I have. It's basically none. If I sit up straight, my head is touching the roof. Here on my knee, you can see just about 2 fingers in between the front seats and my knees. The seats are comfortable. I like that. But again, putting my bottle on the door, nothing. It doesn't fit. The only place I can put my big bottle is here on the center console. And that's it. You have 1 backseat pocket and done. No center armrest, it's just space. Storage here at the front, you have a number of storage spaces. You have an okay size for your glove box, a weird space here that doesn't fit my phone, maybe something smaller back from those days. 2 cup holders here, another weird squared shaped space where my phone does not really fit properly, and door cards that don't fit my big bottle. Look and feel of the interior materials are pretty basic, pretty budget. You get plastics all the way down with a bit of cloth here on your armrests. You get this leather-wrapped steering wheel, plastics on the dash and all the way to the center point. This actually is supposed to mimic a fuel tank of a motorcycle, so you get that kind of look of the motorcycle look, but generally budget everywhere. The gauge cluster is simple. You have your rev gauge on this side and your speedometer on the other side. A small digital gauge here at the center that gives you your trip meter and some of those kind of informations, like your fuel and your temperature. Come to the center bit, you have your multimedia screen here. The system in this car is actually pretty clear. I'm kind of impressed for what the car is. There's no bass in it, but you can just add a subwoofer afterwards and it would sound pretty good. Coming down to the air conditioning bit, you have a very interesting HVAC system going on here. It changes depending on what you want. So on temperature, you have your AC controls on the other side and directional for your air coming to your face and stuff. And when you press the D mode, you have normal, sport, eco. So it changes the screen and gives you things like your torque. It gives you things like your G-force. It gives you more setup and other stuff. And actually, when you press sports mode, the steering wheel kind of gets a bit heavier, which is pretty interesting again for the price point. Most times you only find maybe it's a total setting to have it respond a bit faster or a bit slower. So that is a really interesting thing. And in this car, you can get it in the Nismo or the Nismo R, where now it has the GTR kind of stuff. It has better styling or more aggressive styling outside. So I think that's why this whole development thing came through to work out here in the center. Depending on your priorities regarding reliability or usage, maybe you want to use it for strictly in the city or you want to go for outdoor adventures, your budget and taste, especially that, I can still see Richard's face. If you proceed to get one, aim for the facelift because it comes with more safety features and slightly improved interior quality. Have a pre-purchase inspection done with a qualified mechanic and leave some money aside for any potential repairs and you will be good. But if the Juke does not do it for you, here's a playlist of other compact SUVs that you can check. I'm El.P and I'll catch you there.